The Hills New Beginnings is about our friend group getting back together and kind of reunion. And then there's also some new characters that you get to see. So it's our lives or a version of it all together. So there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of heart. But I feel like it's going to be very different than the first time at the Hills with some similar elements. So what's not in the Hills New Beginnings? Whenever I hear Natasha Bedingfield's song, I definitely have a flashback, and it's kind of a magical song. It's like, oh my gosh, feel the rain on my skin. This is it. This has been such a great theme song in my life and been through a lot with that song. So definitely. And then it seems to play everywhere. Everywhere I go, that song comes on. And like, did someone just put this on? Is this a coincidence? Is this God talking to me? But yes, I love that song. I think The Hills was so popular because it was before there was so much reality TV, and it was a window into people's lives and a different lifestyle and escapism. And also it had the best music and it was so scenic. So I think that's one of the reasons that The Hills was so big. And also Laguna Beach was a cultural phenomenon, and it was the spinoff of that. So I don't know. It was just magic in a bottle, as they'd say. Yes, Spencer and I are still married, and we have an amazing child, and his name's Gunnar, and he's 16 months old. So we've been very busy. We've been together for 12 years, and we've been married for 10. So check out The Hills New Beginnings. You might see a vow renewal. You might see some exciting stuff. So yes, we are still happily married. I did actually work at Bolt House. I worked there for about 6 to 8 months, and I was working in the clubs and the door. And then when The Hills picked up, I only worked there when I was kind of filming. So I did really work there. Brent was my boss. I think I was underqualified because the most of the time in the office I played solitaire, but the nightclub stuff was always really fun.
What am I doing now? I'm filming The Hills, which airs very soon. And aside from that, I have a swim line called Praise Swim and just a full-time mom. You guys will have to watch The Hills New Beginnings to find out. Welcome to The Hills, bitch.
Yes, Heidi and Spencer are still married. We've been married for 10 years now, together for 12. Thanks for caring. When I hear Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten, I always feel like I'm in the Truman Show, because it always comes on like right when I walk into a market, and I'm like, oh, I'm a TV star in real life. It's awesome. Thanks, Natasha. We went to dinner with her. She's very pleasant. What did Spencer do for work during The Hills? Thankfully, The Hills is a television show that pays so amazing. What a blessing. That was work. It's great. My favorite song from the original Hills was probably Ryan Tedder, what was his band? One Direction? No, One Republic. Apologize. It's such, with Timberland. Oh my God, it hits. I am still friendly with Brody. You'll have to watch The Hills New Beginnings to really hear the true answer. Yeah, I wish I had been the hero on the last time of The Hills and not the villain. I feel like, I love, and it would have been so fun to be loved and not hated. But hey, we don't get to pick everything. Brody Jenner met Spencer Pratt in middle school. Brody was the annoying guy on the bus that I really didn't like, but he did have a very attractive girlfriend that I may have been jealous of at the time. So there's some backstory. Okay.
What's up, everybody? It's Brandon Lee, and I'm super excited to announce that I will be joining the cast of The Hills New Beginnings on MTV. So stay tuned and check out what my life is all about.
I decided to do the Hills reboot when I heard they were bringing back the old cast, and the show was a hit back in the day and had a lot of fans, and I thought that'd be really cool to kind of see what everyone's been up to in the meantime, as well as showcase, my life coming on as a young person, like when they were filming the original. So it's great. I think it's a good contract. I wouldn't know the best episode of The Hills because I've never watched it. Sorry. Hey guys, what do? I'm an actor, I model, I direct, I write, I do a lot of different stuff. But right now I'm doing The Hills New Beginnings with MTV, and that comes out soon, so I'm super excited for that. I think The Hills was so popular just because it was kind kind of the first time anything like that had ever been done with a group of people like that, especially that are working in the entertainment industry and growing up. And I feel like it's always interesting to watch people grow up and like the same and go through the same circumstances as you, and kind of be able to identify with certain people. I think that's why it did so well. The Hills reboot is just all about following people in their professional careers. For me, it's a little different. Kind of just growing up in LA, going through a lot of the different things in my life. I think for everyone else, it's more about, you know, what have they been up to since the original, and everyone's been up to a lot, and I think it's gonna be really interesting.
What up, guys? This is Jason. So a lot of you are asking, where did I grow up? So I was actually born in Newport Beach at Hoag Hospital, and I grew up in a little town called Laguna Beach. What's your favorite The Hills moment of all time? Well, I would have to say it would be New Year's Eve when Jordan slipped down all the stairs. And while you're here, just Google it. It's worth watching.
The Hills New Beginnings is about all of us reconnecting and what we're all up to now. The Hills New Beginnings will be filmed in LA, Los Angeles. How did I end up on The Hills? I was very close to Lauren, and I was very close to the rest of the cast, and it just made sense for me to be part of it because it was reality. It was real. We were all friends. We all used to hang out with each other, and sometimes the cameras were there, and they were shooting at one of my places, some of my clubs, some of my restaurants, so it just made sense. Is there anything different I would have done on The Hills? Yes. I wish I would have been more confrontational, and I would have spoken my mind up a lot more. A lot of people's favorite episode was on my birthday when Heidi and Lauren got mad at each other and got in a big fight. That's my least favorite one because it was my birthday and I actually wanted to have a good time, and it kind of ruined it. And my favorite, I guess, would be the ending, how they ended it. I thought it was genius and fun and great, and it showed everybody's side. Why was The Hills so popular? Well, duh, it's us. No, but The Hills was really popular because it got to show people that do not live in LA what LA is all about and how we live and the cool things about it and the not cool things about it. And I think that's why people would tune in. I think my favorite moment on The Hills was actually watching the season finale that nobody knew how it was going to end. And when they like panned out on the Hollywood sign and it was a set and everybody was like, what the hell is going on here? That just shocked me too because we did not film in a set. It was just to give it a good cliffhanger, right? But we're back. How much of The Hills was scripted? 0. It was not scripted at all. It was reality. It was real. It was fun. Not scripted at all. One of my favorite quotes on The Hills was on season 1 from Jordan Eubanks when he says,